Unfortunately, we know that human trafficking is happening right here in Western Washington, but would you recognize the signs if you saw it happening? Now, one of the biggest ways in and out of Seattle is stepping up efforts to end trafficking, and with more on the partnership that's aiming to do that with the Port of Seattle is Brettmann from Business Ending Slavery and Trafficking, also known as BEST. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Tell us about what BEST does.
BEST helps business leaders as well as employees to know the signs of trafficking and how to actually prevent it.
And so you've taught us that there are places like hotels or on the bus or airports where people need to know what they're looking for to intervene.
Exactly.
Okay. So what is going on now with this partnership with the port?
We have been working with the Port of Seattle for several years, actually, because unfortunately traffickers use airports as well as seaports in order to traffic people. And so the airports and the seaports are well placed to be able to raise awareness so that if a trafficking victim is coming through, then there are signs that, you know, they can read and they can know how to get help when they need it.
So the signs are up in multiple languages.
Yes. Well, they're going to be up in multiple languages soon. Right now they're up in English, and then we're going to be posting soon. But the port also worked with King County and the city of Seattle and Sound Transit to put signs across the county that are in multiple languages.
So tell me about the training that's going on so that employees and others know what to look for.
We are thrilled because BEST has just worked with the Port of Seattle for the last year to now launch the first online training that was created by a port authority in the U.S., first in the U.S. So we have just launched that, and that is available for employees of the port right now to learn how to identify trafficking if it's coming through the airport or the seaport.
Will that be something that's available to other areas that have ports and airports?
Yes.
I hope.
Yes.
Because once you have it online, you should, hopefully share it with everybody.
I know. The port was so generous in the way that they worked this contract so that we could be able to share this with other ports. So we're actually working with a couple other ports right now.
So give me a couple of examples of what a port worker or an airport personnel might see that we wouldn't think of, but is something they should be noticing.
So some of the stories we've heard are, a person taking another person to the airport and flying them somewhere, and the two people don't even know each other, right? So, and when they're checking in, for example, the person at check-in notices like there's an unusual relationship here. They see signs of control or coercion, or maybe one person is injured, and so then those who are working at the airport can start to ask more questions or just at least be observing what's happening.
Is there anything we as passengers can do? If we see somebody who looks like they're in distress or they're lost in the airport, are there questions we can ask or anything we could do that might be helpful?
We interviewed a number of survivors to ask them, what would you have wanted someone to do when you were in that situation? And the answer we got was, ask this question: are you okay? It's an open-ended question. If someone wants to say no, they can, but if they want to ask for help, they can. So a compassionate, are you okay? Do you need help? And then following from that, are you safe?
What good questions, right, to start with, because hopefully somebody would tell you, and once the signs are up, then we can all know where it is we go when we've seen something or there's somebody who needs some help. What else can we do as people to help end this problem? Because we don't, if you don't see it in your everyday life, you might not know the extent of human trafficking right here where we live. Tell me more about that.
So what we can do in everyday life is just watch for those signs of force, coercion, control. Anytime a minor is involved in the sex trade, that is considered human trafficking under federal law. So watching for those signs is the best thing. And then, if you do ask someone, are you okay? And they say, no, I need help. Knowing what to do with that is important, right? So
don't freeze at that point.
Right. You can ask, well, do you want me to call police? And if they want you to call police, certainly if it's an emergency or if a child is involved, call 911. But sometimes trafficking victims don't want police to be called. They feel it's going to put them in more danger with their trafficker or someone else. So there's actually a human trafficking hotline that they can call in order to be able to get help. And it's multilingual, 24 hours, and it's a very easy way for a victim to be able to access services.
We'll put that up on our website, really important, because it's happening all the time.
It
and
is.
we just simply don't know it or notice it, but we need to. Thank you so much
Thank you, Margaret,
for your work.